this meditation, we will start by finding a comfortable seated position. So you can take a moment here to shift your body and move how you'd like. Maybe shift so that you feel grounded on the surface that you are sitting on. And just make sure that your spine is tall. If you're sitting on a chair or something with back support, you can also make sure you have that. If not, you just want to make sure that you can keep the spine long and the chest lifted. And then you might want to take a moment and bring your shoulders up towards your ears and then down your back. Maybe shifting side to side or back and forth or in a circular motion with the spine, just to get some of the wiggles out. If it helps to kind of wiggle or move in the fingers, you can do that as well. Whatever you need. Then as you are ready, you can find your way back into stillness, making sure you have that tall spine and shoulders resting away from your ears. And we'll begin by taking a moment to close the eyes or soften the gaze, and just allowing yourself to arrive here. Going inward a little bit. And take a moment here to perhaps connect with the breath and finding your natural inhale and exhale. And just feel into what it's like to be breathing. As you're breathing, you might try to imagine that on an inhale, you're inviting in a sense of calm throughout the body. And on an exhale, you're releasing any tension that may be in the body. Inhaling a sense of calm, exhaling, releasing tension. And maybe just taking 5 more rounds of breath just like that. And then we'll go ahead and open the eyes and just go ahead and look at the artwork and just take it all in, seeing what the overall view is like. And you may begin to take in its energy. And then you might see where your gaze naturally rests. And take a moment to really feel into what it is you're gazing at. Observing the colors, shapes, lines, textures, and forms. And being open to how that makes you feel. What kind of emotions, or thoughts, or stories might be coming up for you as you're gazing at this particular spot. And then you might take a moment to let your gaze broaden a little bit and seeing the overall view again. And maybe your attention goes to another part. And you can stay in the spot that you were gazing at earlier if it's still interesting to you. Or you can move on. There's something else that is catching your eye. And notice what it is you're paying attention to now. What part of this artwork are you looking at? And take a moment to perceive it. And see and feel. What is it that you're observing here? What is it that is interesting to you or resonating with you? Could be colors or shapes, lines, textures, forms, patterns. Give yourself a moment to explore all of that. And we'll take a moment to pause and just broaden the gaze again, looking at the overall image. And maybe something new catches your eye. Maybe you want to go back to what you were exploring before. And give yourself some time here to explore and be curious about it. Being curious about whatever it is you're focusing on. And notice what it brings up for you as you're exploring this image. What is coming up for you? What kind of emotions? What kind of stories? What kind of thoughts or ideas? And then take a moment to broaden your view again. And this time, you might notice some things you hadn't before. There may be more details. Maybe more of the image reveals itself to you. And what might that be? Maybe it's in the colors, or the patterns, or the lines. the shapes. Just take a moment to see as much details as you can. Really focusing on whatever it is that the image might reveal to you. And exploring a little bit. Perhaps even letting yourself feel inspired, if not just curious. And then take a moment here to broaden your perspective once again, noticing all the shapes, all the different shapes that you're seeing here. Shapes that may seem really obvious, maybe shapes that may be a little bit more subtle or abstract. And then take a moment to notice all the lines, all the different lines here. Some may be straight, some may be more curved. Take a moment to observe all the lines that you're seeing. Some may be really bold, some may be more subtle, more hidden. And see if you can find them. Now notice the colors. Notice the cool colors. Notice how they make you feel. Notice the warm colors. And notice how they make you feel. Now we'll go into patterns. What kind of patterns are you noticing? And where? And how do they feel to you? And just letting yourself be curious. Curious about the image as a whole, the artwork as a whole. Curious about all the parts that are vivid and bold, and the parts that may be more shadowy or subtle. See if you can find all of that and feel into all of that. And maybe for you, there's one side of it, or one part of it, that you may notice more. And let yourself notice that. Let yourself be with that. The last thing we'll do here is we'll just scan through the image in different directions. So first, just scanning the image with your eyes from top to bottom. And just seeing what's there, seeing what you notice by looking at it this way. And then we'll scan the image with our eyes from the bottom to the top. And then we'll scan the image from left to right. And then finally, we'll scan it from right to left. And then take a moment just to gaze at it overall again. And being open to whatever shows up for you. Any feelings, any thoughts, stories, or things that the image reminds you of. And take a moment to express your gratitude. And it could be towards anything. It could be something that you were reminded of, or an emotion or idea you had. It could be gratitude for a part of the image that was really interesting to you. Or it could just be overall, just the overall artwork and image for you to look at and perceive with curiosity. And we'll take a moment here. Feel into your body once again. Maybe find a breath. Inhale in the nose. Exhale out the nose. And the meditation is now